Alright crew, this is by far one of the most powerful builds I have ever played with in Destiny 2. I literally had to load a solo 1350 Master Nightfall because my two buddies, Rob and Grim, were destroying all the champions so fast I couldn't even show off the build for you guys. It was just absolutely ridiculous. We were all running around each room we got to trying to see who could get to the champions first because we wanted to one-shot them with our hammers. So what you're currently watching is me running around this room soloing, I believe, 5 champions and literally surviving everything that was coming my way. Imagine a stasis warlock on your team throwing out turrets and maybe a stasis hunter dust fielding everything. You could easily rock this build in a Grandmaster, I believe, and it is going to be one of the first ones I try when they become available. We're combining some really good Well of Light mods to basically make us an unkillable Titan in this 1350 and combining the subclass and exotic to put out some serious damage. That all just adds up to one of the best, if not the best build in Destiny 2 right now. If you guys found this video helpful or enjoyed it, then please hit that subscribe button for me and become part of the crew here. Also, if you want to follow me on Twitch or join our Discord, those links are at the top of the description down below. And if you have any questions about the build or the video, leave them down below in the comments and I will get back to you guys. I'm really good about responding to everyone, so leave them down below and I'll answer any questions that you might have. Okay, so let's go over the mods and what you want to be running. Make sure to pay attention to the mods because if you're not running the exact mods that I'm running, you will not be able to tank as much damage as we were tanking in that 1350 Master Nightfall. You will not survive unless you have this correctly loaded out, so make sure to pay attention to that. Also, look at this Titan. She's looking pretty good, right? Got the sweet glow from Trials this weekend. I hope you guys had fun in Trials. We got the Gilded Flawless ×3 going on. Looking pretty good, right? This is probably my best looking character right now, but, you know, I'm not going to lie. Alright, let's go over Sunbreaker, Middle Tree here, Code of the Devastator. We have Burning Maul. This is your super. Summon a Flaming Maul and crush enemies with a force of an Earthquake. We have Throwing Hammer. Throw a hammer from a distance. After throwing it, pick up the hammer, fully recharges your melee ability. That makes us always have our melee up. Roaring Flames, kills with your solar abilities, increase those abilities damage, it stacks up to 3 times. So you want to have Roaring Flames ×3 all the time, either getting kills with your throwing hammer or your thermite grenade. And then you also have Tireless Warrior here. After hitting an enemy with your throwing hammer, picking up the hammer triggers health regeneration right on the spot. That's our survivability as well, that adds to everything. Use Thermite Grenade if you're running anything PvP, or PvE, sorry, because the other two definitely aren't as good. Thermite is really, really good for ad clear. Whatever barricade you want, whatever jump you want. I run strafe jump. As far as your weapons here, you can run whatever you want. As you saw in the video, we literally destroyed everything with just our hammers, as you saw in that gameplay. I chose to run Monte Carlo. If I were you guys, I'd choose the same thing. Dealing damage with this weapon reduces your melee cooldown and grants a chance to fully recharge your melee ability with each kill. Just in case you throw the hammer off a cliff or something, right? You can get your hammer back. Secondary and heavy, run whatever you want. I'm running fusion because I'm running unstoppable fusion rifles. So you can run whatever you want. We have anti-barrier as well for the auto rifle, and we have the stun on the solar melee ability. So we handle all 3 champions with this build as well, which is absolutely crazy. To the mods here, pay really close attention because we need these to be right. On the helmet, it's double hands-on for that extra super ability energy for every time that we get a kill with our throwing hammer. Melee Well Maker. Powered melee combatant. Final blows spawn elemental wells matching your subclass energy type. This is our only way of creating wells right now when we're speccing out for harder content. Okay, so remember that. The only way that you're creating a solar well is from a powered melee final blow. So from your throwing hammer. On our gauntlets, we're using SYNTHOCEPS. This ornament is absolutely crazy, right? Biotic enhancements, increases melee lunge range, improved melee and super damage when you're surrounded. We're going to be surrounded all the time, as you saw in the gameplay. And we're also rocking this mod right here, which is very, very important. Well of Life. Picking up a solar elemental well grants increased regeneration for a short period of time. This is on a 10-second timer. Every time you pick up a solar well, it resets that timer, and you have uninterrupted healing for 10 seconds, which is absolutely crazy. I slotted Unstoppable Fusion, which I didn't even need, and also Anti-Barrier Auto Rifle, which again I didn't need because we just killed everything with our hammers. You guys could run these. You can run something else in there, whatever you want. But if you're running solo, slot those if you need them. We have a discipline mod in there. On the helmet, we had a recovery mod. Put on as much recovery as possible, obviously, because you're in the thick of things. And I believe Well of Life is based off your recovery on how fast you heal. So the higher recovery, the better. I believe that's correct. On your chest piece, I have Protective Light. While charged with light, you gain significant damage resistance against combatants when your shields are destroyed. This effect consumes all stacks of charged with light. The more stacks consumed, the longer the damage resistance lasts. Great survivability, again, because we're up in the face of everything. Concussive dampener and sniper damage resistance for more survivability. On our boots, we have the way that we're becoming charged with light is elemental charge. Become charged with light by picking up an elemental well. If the elemental well matches your subclass element, you gain 2 stacks of charged with light. So every time we pick up a solar well, we're getting 2 stacks of charged with light. We're then using those 2 stacks of charged with light with protective light every time we take damage. And since we're picking up the solar well, we're proccing Well of Life and getting the 10-second health regen uninterrupted for 10 seconds all the time. So that's how we're surviving, right? That's your 2 survivability items. And then you have the Tireless Warrior. When you're picking up the hammer, you get health regeneration. So 3 different things are just instantly health, health, health as you take damage, right? So you gotta remember that. So you always want to be getting a solar well. Always get a solar well to proc the 2 things from these. To make the solar well, you need to throw your hammer and get a powered melee kill. And then on our class item here, Fire and Ice. Defeat champions, spawn a random array of solar and stasis wells. That's where you see like the 4 or 5 wells pop out from the champions. We have Thermoclastic Strike. Solar and stasis melees disrupt combatants, stunning them. This is really good against overload champions, and it refreshes your melee ability completely. So you can throw a hammer from a distance at a champion. You don't even have to go pick that hammer up, and you can throw it again because you stunned him and got the charge back. So that's Thermoclastic Strike. And we also have Withering Heat, causing damage with a solar ability. Our hammer, our grenade, weakens champions for a short duration. This adds the overall damage. One member of our fire team, they ran Thermoclastic Strike and Particle Deconstruction instead of Withering Heat and Fire and Ice. They did Thermoclastic Strike and Particle Deconstruction, so they were the one that was applying that if we needed it. We never used it in a 1350 Master Nightfall, but in a Grandmaster, you would use that. On screen right now, you're going to see a video to the best Warlock build and the best Hunter build that I've done so far this season. Make sure to check them out. I'm sure you guys will enjoy them, and I will see you all in the next video. Have a great rest of your day.